Hey Moguls, it's Dr. T here, and I'm coming to you with another Mogul upgrade. So you can mogul on up into your absolute top Mogul reality, being the most positively influential person that you can be, being a transformative leader, creating your amazing transformational empires and dynasties, living out your higher destiny, and creating a legacy for humanity. And today we've got a pretty important focus here because in order to do all that, our focus today is about how in transformation, the only way out of something is up, and how to create the reality that actually elevates you. Okay, moguls, because whatever's going on with you, you are not just stuck. Probably you're just in the wrong reality field, or what I like to call a frequency field or a reality field. And you're probably in the wrong reality field, and it's not helping activate your fullest potential, and it's keeping you from operating that way. So here's how to create the reality field or the frequency field that is going to lift you up and elevate you and then allow you to stay there. So, welcome to this Mogul upgrade, moguls, here at the International Moguls Club. I'm Dr. Tracy Thomas. I am a reality scientist, a quantum transformational advisor, helping you transform rapidly because we're coming into the quantum age and you must transform as your top skill. I am a mogul reality maker, making a field of mogul reality of amazing transformational leaders creating a new civilization for humanity. And I'm a sovereignty strategist, helping you operate at the level of sovereignty because, for the most part, in the world, people are taught, they go to school. I refer to it typically as slave school. You're taught to get a job, you're taught to make money. Maybe you're taught to get wealthy, but most people are never taught that the entire point is sovereignty, is your absolute freedom, independence, and ability to completely own and claim your own life as your own, with no one owning you, owning your time, owning you, your money, your reality, your mind, psychically colonizing you into their system of slavery. And we are talking about sovereignty because you were created to be a sovereign being in a sovereign reality, not a fake simulation of reality that is really at the heart of it, effectively slavery. So if you're ready to create the reality that actually allows you to flow, then you are in the right place because today we build the field that holds your new frequency. So you have a new reality and you don't have to drop back into the other one. So once you've raised your frequency, moguls, one of the most difficult things, and I say this from a lot of personal experience, is that when you engage when certain parts of reality, especially as a transformative leader, a helping professional, but when you engage with any part of the frequency that is low, be it a person, a place, a system, an organization, you risk being overtaken and hijacked again into that reality when you are trying with all of your might to elevate yourself through intentionality, raise your frequency, and therefore raise the entire capacity of what your material reality becomes. We have to understand this because even if you've done it all right, even if, in my case, I'll tell you, tried everything, the perfect daughter, the perfect friend, every single thing I could possibly do, doing everything dutifully, committed, loyally, literally helping everyone and everything my entire life that I possibly could. And I know you, and you're doing the same thing. And you're trying to raise yourself up, but you're interacting with a lower field and people who are in a lower field. And we're not here in judgment saying they are low and we are high. We are saying that frequency is low. And if they're in it, they're literally projecting it, manifesting it. They're literally having it enabled through them. The lower frequency lives through beings, harvests on their energy, and then passes itself along to everyone. So even when you get into a higher place, and if any of you have ever gotten into a flow state, you know how great that is. That's what life is itself. But you can get hijacked back down because you interact with something in the lower frequency. It like reclaims you. It's like a freaking parasite, extracting your energy, your attention, your power. And all it takes is an engagement with that. One phone call with something too low, one interaction, and boom, you're back down the lower frequency. However, when you do the top mogul training that we do with our incredible transformational leading clients, you create an entirely new reality field, a frequency field of your system. And it adapts and adapts and adapts, and you do it enough and you do it enough. And finally, through enough immersion, your system literally becomes a new one, and that takes over. And it will not allow that freaking low frequency parasitic energy to come in and try to hijack and extract off of you and your light. So when you do enough immersion into your highest intentions, into your most amazing creations, you don't just upgrade. You end up living inside the upgrade. And this is what I hope for all of you. This is where transformation becomes a new reality. This is where you can no longer be hijacked anymore. But it's important that you go all the way through a very strategic transformation. And it cannot be some random thing that you do a little bitty here and a little bit. No, you need a full immersion transformational process that puts you so firmly in the higher frequency reality that eventually this upgrade like clicks in, and now literally that's what runs your system. And you stop upgrading and then downgrading. And for me, I would be literally living in this high frequency with my team, my clients. I'd be doing all this amazing stuff. And then in my case, unfortunately, I'd go home and start to interact with my ex-husband who was in a completely different frequency, and I would just be sucked down into it, and I would just be absolutely like it was as if somebody had literally taken the breath out of me. And it could be anything. It could be when I lived in the US, I had to go interact with these government agencies at time, with these horrific state agencies. Just getting near that frequency when I am in living in such a high frequency all the time, I'd get near it. I would be like kryptonite. I'd be like, oh my God, I would just get sick. Calling one of these awful, horrific, extracting parts of the financial industry like Wells Fargo Bank in California. When I had to deal with them, I literally could feel my skin crawling because the frequency was so low compared to my frequency being so high. And if you immerse yourself in enough high frequency, you can maintain and sustain that over time. And this is what I'm talking about. That's why immersive transformational training is key. However, if you keep then going and interacting with low frequency all the time, all you'll do is literally put yourself on a roller coaster. You're going up and then you come down here. I'd be on this super high plane in 12-dimensional reality, my team and I flowing every day. And then I'd go interact with a family member who I love, but like literally had no sense of that reality. And then I'd like dumb myself down to talk to them and then be sucked into that frequency and have to re-upgrade myself rather than just knowing what is also possible for you, which is to stay in an immersively high frequency, to go into it, how to live in places that are high frequency and will constantly activate that for you. They will keep you healthy, happy, focused, productive, flowing, fit, all of these things. And how to generate this for yourself and how to maintain it so your frequency keeps raising and raising, because it becomes a positive feed up loop, a spiral up versus the opposite, right? And how this very wealthy, magnetic way of living is truly the sovereign frequency called life, where you actually live in flow. You literally, instead of visiting a flow state, you are a flow state, and the flow state is you. And that way, just like right now, there's a certain reality that just runs you and you don't even think about 99% of the things. It's literally running you. I mean, it's kind of creepy when you think of it. Like, the small amount of things you think about compared to everything that's just running you is because your programming is for a lower frequency that just runs itself, keeps you in it. It's like your bubble container. And then you think about a small handful of things that you're making choices on, but everything else is just running itself, if you notice. And if you want to be in a higher frequency, you can't let that frequency run everything. You have to literally know how to upgrade, how to transform, so that the new frequency comes in. You leave the other one, you let this one come in, and then it runs everything. Otherwise, you could be running like a hamster on a wheel, but you're staying in the low frequency. You will never get there. And you will look and you will see that you have not gone very far in your entire life, even though you've been working, hustling, grinding. And you realize, wow, I'm kind of just doing exactly what my parents did, and we haven't come very far at all. Like, this is like the kind of thing where you're just like, what's going on? Because you're trying to be successful in a sick system and a sick frequency. And you must make the transformation, make the upgrade so that the entire frequency around you and that runs your life is actually of the higher level. Then we don't have to have hustle, no big effort, not a ton of stress, no proving and earning and grinding yourself to a pulp, as is the prescription for success. Think about that. The prescription for success is to hurt yourself and get something. That's success? That's not what success is. The success frequency is very, very high. The success frequency isn't I kill myself to have something. The success frequency is I live in the success frequency and success flows into me because I'm a receiver. And if my field of reality is highly successful and I have learned to cultivate that, the frequency itself, not going out and the doing of the, I got to go get it from somebody that owns it and I don't have my, no, it's not even, it's like a complete false reality. Creating your own frequency of success is its own process that only you can do, and no one can own it and take it from you. But it must be cultivated by you as your priority. And if they were ever teaching anything that made any sense for you to be anything other than a slave to them, they would have taught you how to raise your frequency so that all of life will literally acclimate to you and your desires and what you want. That is what actually is going on anyway. So if you are taught the prescription that you have to kill yourself to be successful, those two things basically cancel each other out. And rather than you literally inhabit the frequency of success and let success make itself through you. You are not going to go get something. You are literally going to allow something to make itself through you. That is actually the quantum physics and mechanics of it all. And you have been given a false version of reality, a simulation. And I'd like to help you and clear that up, because the only way out of that is up. So, moguls, come with me on this journey. Let's connect into this. Let's connect into this concept that we create the field that holds us in sovereign flow, in a free existence, free flowing, and no dropping and dipping down into suffering. And here I have a little happy moment here, but then I'm in here, but then I'm striving. No, none of that. Okay. I create the field that holds me in sovereign flow. I am a reality maker. I am a creator, and I rise through intentional creation that literally creates itself through me, raises my frequency, and transforms me. My frequency field now supports my highest expression of me. Let's let that upgrade land. And I'd like you to really connect into, visualize, feel your new reality coming through you. Everything that it wants to be, think about it, connect to it, feel it. What does reality want to make through you? Allow it to come in and allow it to make itself through you, transforming you, giving you everything that it has in order to create itself with you as its steward and co-creator. This puts you now as the architect of your own ascension. All right, moguls, this is an incredible mogul upgrade. And it's really the beginning of your journey of mogul mastery. And here's your mogul move. Comment below in the comment section, hashtag mogul moves, and tell me what reality you are committed to creating and allowing to flow through you. Declare it, anchor it in, start to receive it, and it'll be very helpful for you to know your human design. So the links in our video here have your free human design chart that you can get to know what you are, and that when you're in your highest frequency, what will be created. It will show you also when you're in your lowest frequency, what will be created, and when you're in the middle frequency, what will be created. So you need to know your human design. Put in the comments what human design you are. Also, there's incredible transformational books, Wall Street Journal best-selling books. And this is about you really going through this mogul ascension. And we've got all these different videos that you can follow, that you can bring in and immerse yourself with. And you can really get this mogul ascension protocol through you, getting you from the lower frequency into the sovereign flowing reality of the mogul reality field. Remember, moguls, frequency first, form follows. And you are the form the world has been waiting for. So let's mogul on up, continue your mogul upgrading, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, moguls. Bye-bye.